Well, tomorrow is going to be Sunday, the 16th of April, and it happens to be what they call Easter Sunday. And basically, it's a totally feminine holiday. It's based upon a goddess called Ishtar or Ashtaroth. And she's got other names too, like Diana, the Ephesians, and I can't remember. There's other names, but the name I'm really interested in here is going to show up in a minute. And she's also, this thing is called the Queen of Heaven. In Revelation chapter 17, verse 12, I'm going to turn to it here. No, 17 verse 5. 17 verse 5. If you no wonder what's going on, I'm flipping my Bible to this verse. And upon her head, talking about the woman that's arrayed. Let me see. Let's go back to verse 3. And so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. You'll see that there's something significant about that 10 horns here in a bit. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. He wasn't admiring her like he liked her, or he was thinking she was some sort of great person. He was just in awe of what he was seeing and how she had influence. But what I'm going to say here is Jesus Christ is to have the preeminence in everything. And what I'm going to get into here is going to seem like it's not giving him preeminence, but it sure is, because I'm going to show you why this holiday named after a female goddess, well, the angelic realm hasn't got a sex like male and female, but they're all male, masculine in appearance, and they can masquerade as things. And he is the head of the body of the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. Well, he's got preeminence in this stuff. Don't mistake it. He's got preeminence. Everything is following on the coattails of the Lord Jesus Christ. And what I have here, I'm going to bring this wide. This is a list. There are 5 references to the Queen of Heaven. And that's what this holiday is based upon, the Queen of Heaven. And I'll let you read them there while I talk. The Queen of Heaven is not Mary, the Mary of the Bible. It's not her. It's not the mother of the Lord Jesus Christ. It's not anything that is good. This Queen of Heaven that Jeremiah is talking about here is affected the nation of Israel in a negative way. And yet, as you read through there, you have they're making cakes to her, and they're pouring drink offerings to her, and it's provoking God to anger. Well, they have drink offerings and stuff to this thing called the Queen of Heaven today. They call her Mary, but that's not her real name according to what I've understood. Like Lucifer is the name of Satan the devil. That's his name, Lucifer. His titles and his functions are, Satan and the devil and something else, the dragon. That's a thing. That's what he is. Well, this Queen of Heaven is not Mary, but she's got a name. Now we know Ashtaroth or Ishtar or Isis. These names have been associated with Queen of Heaven. But there's one that people use all the time, and it's not right. And they've been fed a line of bunk about this name, and I'm going to get into it in just a bit. Hold on. So you see that list. I've gone on enough. If you read it, Jeremiah 7:18, 44:17, 44:18, 44:19, and 44:25. There's 3 in a row. There's 1, 3 in a row, and 1. And they're pouring drink offerings under her. And cake offering. They're making cakes. They're performing some works trying to get themselves close to her. They're appeasing their goddess. The last one here is, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, Ye and your wives have spoken with your mouths and fulfilled with your hand, saying, We surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven. Incense is a kind of prayer. And to pour out drink offerings unto her. That's, like the wine at the altar. Ye will surely accomplish your vows and surely perform your vows. Then you got that thing about cakes. That's that Eucharist. This is associated with the Roman Catholic whore. That's what this basically is associated with. Well, this is a nice picture of this creature. This is one of the nicer ones I've found. And very, very interesting. And in witchcraft, they use a crystal ball. You see that thing in her left hand? It's a crystal ball. But you see that thing on her right hand. Now I've got 3 other graphics that I should have pulled up, and I might pull them up and do a sequel to this to show you what it should really look like. Now here's the Queen of Heaven. 666. The Queen of Heaven. Now this is if it's going to be a Jewish woman they're trying to portray, this is not a Jewish woman. I'm just going to go through these real quick. Now here's one. This is, again, that's a European look. And you've got 666 up there at the top over her head, the crowns, and then the 13 in the middle of her forehead. That's the letters in the name of somebody I'll pick up here in just a minute. And you see her right hand on the back of it, she's got a mark. And then look at this, 13 angelic creatures. I've given you 3, 3, 3, 3, and 1. And again, she's got an X on her right hand. And they're putting a crown on her head. Well, this thing it's not a creature that rules over this heaven, this earth. Nor does she rule in heaven. Now, there is a creature that's called the God of this world, and he rules for a while. And when the Lord Jesus Christ comes back, he takes that creatures kingdoms away from him and gives them to himself, who actually is supposed to have them, the Lord Jesus Christ, but not Lucifer. But he gets them for a while. We got another one going on here. There you go. Now you're going to look at this, you're going to say, Bill, that's sacrilege. Oh no, that's not good. That's a gentilic baby. That's a Japhetic baby. That has nothing to do with the Lord Jesus Christ. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed, in this particular picture, you can see that it's not a very sharp image. But another one I got, the image I saw, and I didn't use that one. It's like this, but it's got the eyes are blue. And you got 13 in the middle of the forehead. That's the number of letters of the name of the creature that is represented by that little boy. And there's 13 in the middle of his forehead. And you got a 6 in his right hand and 6 in his left hand. You see his fingers stuck up there? That's a Roman numeral 6. And that's how the Pope so-called blesses people. He does it 3 times across himself. And that's 666. And then you got the 6 down here in her right hand. And also the fingers are set up in a 666. Now I wanted to get this together and put it out there before tomorrow. But like I said, there's 2 other or 2 or 3 other graphics I've got that use that picture of that one I talked about with the crystal ball in her hand. Now this is the throne. Now here you go. Here's Judas Iscariot. That's the little baby Judas Iscariot. You got Shekinah. That's her real name. The Queen of Heaven's real name is Shekinah, and she's the consort of Lucifer, and she's sitting on Lucifer's throne. And you got 2 cherubim. Those aren't angels. There's not little babies. They're cherubim. And if they really were drawn as what cherub looked like, it's not even close to what those 2 things are. But that's what they were supposed to represent. And the artwork here is interesting. From one cherub to the top of that crown, which has got a star of Remphan on the top of it. You see that? It's what's called the Star of David. It's not. And then down through the heart. I wish I had the cursor could move through this thing, but go down from the top of that thing diagonally down to the other cherub, and it goes through the heart of that creature thing there, that Judas Iscariot, down to the other cherub, and then across the bottom. So that's one triangle. There's other things about this artwork that if you could get it blown up and look at it really, really detailed, it's very, very interesting. This artwork that the Roman Catholic Church produces is not haphazard or accidental. There you go. That's the flaming eyes of the one that is the consort of Shekinah. That's his love. And there's Judas Iscariot. But he's not the real Jesus. That's the real Jesus. That's as close as a picture as you can get to him that I found. Let me see if I can add another image here. I'm going to try to do it as we're doing this thing. I'm looking for it. If I can't find it right away, I'll pull it up and do it later. I'm looking for it and I can't find it. No, I can't find it. It's too bad because it was good. It's a good. Oh, here we go. Here, I found him. Here you go. Here's one of them. This is the one that I was looking for. There's another one that I've got in my graphic stuff, and I think I know which one it is. Let me pull it up here real quick. This is very important. I'll get it. I know which one it's what folder it's in now. Well, maybe it isn't in that folder. Again, I'll look for it. Well, I've got one here that I found that I'll pull it up and see if we can read it. Here's Devotions to the Queen of Heaven. This is out of a Roman Catholic missal. And I'll leave that up on the screen and you can read through it. It's nothing but a prayer to this Shekinah thing. Try to get it. There you go. Virgin, O my mother, thou art the mother of my Lord, the queen of the world, etc., etc., etc. I worship thee, I worship thee, great queen, and give thee thanks for the many favors that thou hast bestowed upon me, etc., etc. I love thee, lady, most worthy of all love, and so forth. This is nothing more than a blasphemous prayer to a devil that masquerades as the queen of heaven, called Shekinah. I wouldn't give one dime to an organization. I wouldn't give one penny. I wouldn't give anything. Period. No time, no effort, no nothing to an organization like that. Now my grandfather, I'm going to be winding down here. My grandfather was one of the last circuit riding Methodist preachers on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I think he was the last one that I know of. And he had a running battle, if you will, with the Roman Catholic Church. And I remember sitting at the dinner table from time to time and listening to things like that going on and the conflict. And I remember receiving as a young boy the brunt of all that, the rejection, because we were not considered legitimate children. Me and my sister and my brother were considered illegitimate children, and so were my cousins, Connie J and Jimmy, etc. They weren't considered legitimate. My Uncle Bobby and Uncle Billy's kids, Lydia and Linda, I think of Linda and Lydia, and so forth. I can't remember all the kids' names, but we weren't considered legitimate by the Roman Catholic people in that town of Easton, Maryland. And it's all due to that Shekinah thing that had warped those people's minds for years. They're following a false religion. Well, I could go on and on, but this again has been a very brief. I've got some other graphics that I should have been able to pull up because they're pretty profound. But I think that'll do it for the time being. Now again, this is Lion's Paw Productions, Concord, North Carolina, and I'm Bill Newton, your preacher, speaker, teacher, etc. I'm the cook cook and bottle washer, cook and everything else, and I do everything here. I shoot the film. I do the production. I choose the graphics. I do all that stuff. Everything. Maybe one day I'll have enough money or time or something like that to get somebody to help me. But right now, I do all this myself. Am I whining and crying? No, I'm glad I can do it. I'm glad I've still got the mind to be able to do these things. There's some people can't, and I know that at 70 years old, I'm starting to slip a bit. I can feel it. I can hear it in my speech and everything else. But at least I'm still able to this point in my life do it. So again, this has been Bill Newton, Lion's Paw Productions, Concord, North Carolina. And until another time, you have a good day.